No one is talking about how insanely higher your risk of catching a false charge goes up when you involve alcohol and meeting bitches, especially for the first few times you don't know them, they haven't earned your trust in this area.
Okay.
And even if they have, obviously, a bad breakup can and does necessitate false charges after the relationship is over.
Okay.
So, from all the different content creators I've heard, and luckily for me, I'm able to stay very current because I can spend a lot of time at work listening to the content that I want to. Alcohol is not involved; it is not brought up at all. In the entirety of the manosphere, you've got your different factions. One of them is pickup artists. Pickup artists do not talk much about, hey, be careful of this and be careful of that when it comes to alcohol. So
that doesn't jive with what they're trying to sell.
Right. That's not part of their swag. And by the way, they're selling things, they're shilling things, so they're not out there just talking for the passion of talking.
Side effects may include MeToo.
Right. And because they know alcohol is so insanely popular, by far the most popular drug in the entire country, and they don't want to turn people off.
Man, it is a whole second level of difficult to do pickup work without alcohol going on.
Because so many of those scenes involve alcohol too. They just want to pretend like alcohol is not a problem for men and isn't worthy of bringing up with men. It's just a down killer. What's the Downer Debbie? Is that what I'm thinking?
Oh, Debbie Downer,
Debbie Downer. It's just such a Debbie Downer to their movement and their conversations and their opportunities to make money. So they don't talk about it at all. Then you've got like the Rollo Tomasi type. He kind of shifted away from the Red Man group. Yeah. Anyway,
Red Man group.
It's called the Red Man group.
Oh, okay. I'm envisioning people like playing drums and.
Oh no. Yeah. So he's considered one of the most kind of original and thinkers and kind of the top contributors to many of the mainstream material that's known commonly throughout the manosphere. That's accurate. That everybody agrees is pretty damn accurate. It's kind of hard to come by something that everybody will agree like that on. Okay. But he works for a liquor company. So there's no way in hell traveling and marketing liquor. That's what he does. So there's no way in hell he's talking about liquor. He talks about a lot of the dangers, but alcohol is off the radar. If these people want to make money and sell books like Rollo does, I think that's the main reason why. They don't want to bring it up because they don't want to piss off people. They're like, wait a minute, I have to be careful with alcohol. I've got to be careful with this, that, and the other. I'm actually out there putting myself out there even trying to get bitches. That's crazy. And now I got to worry about this extra crazy thing. So that's my point, kind of long-winded, is I just want to talk about the risks, something you tell like a teenage son or a son that was like in his young 20s about the MeToo risk and alcohol. Let's kind of define our terms and clarify the current situation in 2019. Very, very briefly, I just want to say men are third-class citizens. Okay, women are clearly above us. # believe all women. I mean, no.
Now, importantly, that translates to employers taking that as gospel, courts taking that as gospel. I mean, it's not just that her friends will be against you. It's not anything as petty as that.
Or the weight of social media. Absolutely. Employment and government, which is where it'll bite you the hardest.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the point. So alcohol and MeToo risk. So I have never bought a woman a drink who I wasn't already fucking in my life.
Wow.
Ever. It was for some odd reason I developed that early, and I was just going to stick to it because I don't want you to be sloppy drunk. That's no good. There's a peak of a crest, and if you drink too much, you start to go on the downhill, and I don't want to be with someone like that. Yeah. And secondly, I don't have to get you drunk to get you to like me. If I want you to like me, you're going to like me. It was just a bullshit,
fair enough,
confident, arrogant thing about me, whatever. So right off the bat right there, I just disagree with this all of my friends, and there's so much out there in the male culture. Oh yeah, keep feeding her drinks. The goal is to keep feeding her drinks, take her home and fuck her. And my whole thing is, whoa.
Okay.
To me, this is not wise behavior. This is not good advice to give. This is not something to fist bump or high five over.
Okay, so
I'm not proud of this at all.
I myself have a little bit of a different view than most on this because I figure, that's a good way to get to be notch number, 4,870.
Oh, yeah.
And notch number 4,870 has some risks that I'm not okay with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So This kind of touches in on our second point a little bit too. We're obviously talking about MGTOW who say, okay, I wouldn't mind interacting with females. I'm just going to do it in a super smart way, and I am not going to get emotionally involved. Okay. I'm not going to get more emotionally involved with a woman than I would not be able to leave her that day. Break up permanently on any given day ever.
Okay.
So they draw lines in the sand, but they still want to have real sex because dolls ain't doing it for them.
Okay.
Or their hand.
Okay. Well, and not, well, I mean, obviously that brings up the pay him to leave kind of thing.
It's Charlie Sheen, yeah.
Yeah. And that has, that gets rid of a lot of this problem and the risks. But it trades off risks, of course. You're definitely notch number, 10,470. But
now, speaking of risks, obviously the main one we're talking about, the one that's on the top of my list is STDs. Like, especially if it's a permanent one.
Okay, so alcohol and MGTOW risk, STDs isn't in that category, but it's a separate risk that everybody has to deal with, of course.
Yep. It's the one that's most likely to bite you, I would think.
All right.
Now, you can't really, I personally have a rule against making fun of STDs because apparently, according to statistics, they're so common that quite often some of my friends will have a problem and I'll never hear about it, obviously, but I'm making them feel bad. I don't want to do that. So,
again, all sympathy to people. Oops. Yeah, all sympathy to people who are facing that
in that boat.
Yeah. And again, you even if it's because they were in risky behavior before that, you feel bad for a person who lost all his savings in Vegas, and it lined up. That's it's their own doing. That's part of it. But you still feel bad for them. It's it's a shame people pay these prices. But at the same time, you have to talk honestly about the risks.
You can't not talk about that.
Even people with even people with an STD still have to worry about STDs. They stack,
Oh, yeah. Unless you got all of them, you need to worry about it.
Right.
If you got all of them.
If you got all of them, you got several problems.
You should shut it down, otherwise you're a piece of shit.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so...
And I do know of people who knowingly spread STDs.
And a lot of those people are women.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are attractive women that you want to bang.
Yeah.
And people don't.
Well,
talk about this on YouTube.
Attractive women aren't somehow protected from STDs more than others.
Right.
In fact, they have usually an easier way to get higher notch counts.
Yeah. Women do the selecting, so of course they can have the higher notch count. But a lot of men, we project how we would feel and therefore act on others when that is very much not in line with their nature. And I'm just telling you, if you've got a clean slate, you might think to yourself, God, if I had herpes, I wouldn't want to spread that to another human being. It would be horrible. I'd change my life. I'd do something. But that's not how everybody thinks. No. Everybody else might just be thinking, fuck it. Yeah. I got it. It's not killing me. It's not the worst thing in the world. And I want to have sex again before I die.
Right.
So, and if I tell them, they're not going to fuck me.
Right.
So I'm just going to, let's wear a condom. I'll pretend it's for that. But you can still get shit.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to play that game, MGTOW World, who is dabbling in getting a quote-unquote girlfriend-type person in your life, this is a number one reason why you do not want to one-night stand or fuck her the first night or the first week.
Okay.
Not fuck a bitch or first week.
And to pull that back over to alcohol, you might have a tougher time reading that other person. They might have an easier time putting any STDs out of their mind. It does, even the STD risk does relate to alcohol.
It lowers your inhibitions, it lowers your shame, and it makes you hornier. All three things are horrible. Horrible when you're meeting somebody for the first time.
And again, you're trying to judge if it's a good idea to be hopping in or not.
Yeah, right. Especially when guys will get so drunk, they'll bang somebody they normally would not sober ever.
Right.
You don't want to find yourself in that boat.
Right.
I haven't dodged every bullet in life, but I have dodged that one. So thank God. That's never actually happened to me. But yeah, I've seen it happen to friends, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty. So now, and specifically with the Me Too risk, okay, let's quickly review the most common forms of Me Too risk when you're trying to involve or fuck bitches. Okay.
Please.
So I would say the number one most common one is she has a boyfriend she's not telling you about. Okay? and then you fuck her not knowing this,
Hey.
and she gets caught.
Or she told you about it and you didn't much care.
True. Might as well include that. But the key is, and she gets caught.
Yeah.
And it was a fuzzy night because she had a few drinks in her.
Yeah.
Would you rather be a whore or a rape victim? Especially if it was like a fiance and you had your retirement plan coming up.
No matter how any individual answers this, there is a large population that'll answer it as, I will go ahead and make that accusation.
Right. Especially if they're married. Let's say she's married and she doesn't want to lose her
geez.
kids or her husband, and she definitely,
Oh, geez.
even if
Yeah.
they get a divorce and she gets half of his shit because he's a beta who makes a lot of money.
Yeah, you're putting up her not falsely accusing you against her whole lifestyle.
Yes.
And continuing that. I am sorry they will
You
murder.
will lose.
Yeah.
Ethics be damned. Women aren't all that capable of ethics the same way men are. Period. Point blank. I'll argue that with anybody. But yeah, her relationship with her children as a mother and her financial security.
Oh, yeah.
You're fucked.
Oh, yeah.
A wife or a fiance or even a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And she won't tell you. Okay, so as we all know, women have this dual mating strategy: beta bucks, alpha fucks, beta need, alpha seed, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
But they'll be with a beta. They'll have landed a beta, but that beta does not fulfill them sexually in their primitive reptilian brain type way. And so what do? Especially if they're hot enough, they bounce. Whether it's girls' night out or shit. I had a girl when I was living in Texas come down from Lubbock. And dude, while we were fucking, she called me Chad. And I started laughing. We were both kind of tipsy. And I was like, I don't give a shit what you call me. I was fucking her. It was good.
Once upon a time, I had a little double date arranged thing with a gal who was in town. And, you know, I was the only one who didn't know she was in town on vacation from her family. And, you know, you look back and it's like, oh, you know, good friends of mine didn't clue me in. I was like, dude, you couldn't have thrown me a little, by the way, just in case.
Yeah.
But no. So, I mean, you can't trust.
Right.
You can't trust any of it.
Can't trust any of it. Another common reason would be some bitches. Okay, all bitches love attention. It's just to what degree they will go to get it and how much of it they need.
Yeah.
Okay, doubt me? Go to social media. What do you think Instagram's about? What do you think all that take a picture of my ass is about? And these are, I mean, the higher IQ a bitch has, the less behaviors that I'm talking about she exhibits. So I just want to put out that little caveat. But not easily 90% of bitches are not smart enough to dodge what I'm talking about. And this one here is attention. Attention.
Okay.
Hashtag MeToo. So popular because, me too. I'm included in this. And I get to play the victim card. I get to make requests on social media, and I get people to pay me attention. They feel bad for me. It's like when they're sick. People take care of me because I've got this disease or cancer. Never underestimate a woman's need for attention. Guys, we're not nearly so attention hungry. We like compliments that might stroke our ego on a reptilian brain side of the game, but we can go all day and not say 5 words and be fine with it. We're certainly not out putting pictures of our pecs and six-pack online the way girls do it with their shit, right? We don't even put men don't even put pictures of like, hey, look at my killer job, look how much money I make, or look at my cool car. We don't even do that.
Well, there is an argument to be said if you put up some kind of an fake ad as a woman, you'll get a lot of dick pics.
Dick pics or something else.
All right, that's a different kind of attention.
Yeah, that's
some kind of an outlet. That's a different part of your brain going on. That
is men making the mistake that I mentioned earlier, which is projection. They project, I'm this way, so women must be this way too. No, they're not.
Yeah.
They don't like to see your dick, especially quality women. Anyway, you're not turning them on like if they send you a picture of their tits. It doesn't work that way, dummy. All right, so that's a common way they could fuck you over with a MeToo allegation too. All right, and then the third one is, like we're talking alcohol. If a woman gets so drunk that she doesn't remember the last hour or two of the night, she might just interpret that as rape.
Her presumption is not going to go in your favor.
Especially if she has any regret about it. Like, let's say she only fucks a 6 out of 10, and on her scale, you're a 5.8. What happens?
She just wants to remove a notch. Yeah, she just wants to reduce that count.
Right? I mean, let's say you dated her for 6 months.
All right.
You break up and everything seems fine.
All right.
6 months later, She finds herself 4 months pregnant, or whatever.
Okay.
But she's got a bunch of shame in her life because she's got a disapproving family. I'm talking family and community pressure.
Okay.
Will is another reason why women will make false rape allegations.
Even in a quote unquote the best of situations.
Right. Let's say she's got a boyfriend. She knows she got pregnant by that guy, or she's double dipping on 2 guys. Doesn't want to be pregnant by you, so it's a lot easier to justify an abortion if it's rape.
Oh.
That's one of the acceptable ways to get an abortion. Well, I don't want to have a rape child. So then there's so many different. My point is, there's so many different reasons.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch I'm obviously not mentioning and not even thinking that women out there job pressure. If anything embarrassing, to save embarrassment with a career prospects.
Yeah. Why
anything.
did you go getting pregnant when you're trying to go to school and blah 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 or whatever
right.
the heck the line is? Yeah. It's like, well, it wasn't intended. It wasn't intended, and I was just stupid and didn't take care of it. It wasn't intended that he took advantage of me. It's easier for so many explanations. Fair enough.
She could be religious. Here's another one. She's super religious. Yeah. She pulls a walk of shame at 10 a.m. in the morning the next day, and somebody sees something and says it to this person who says it to that person and it gets back to her.
You're saying that. It doesn't even with religion, it is a get out of sin free card.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To herself, even.
Oh yeah, I'm okay in the eyes of Jesus. And
I
can still go to church.
It's either I sinned or I was a victim, and it's like,
right.
Any question will go her way.
And she can even if let's say you recorded it and she was just somewhat enthusiastic on the audio recording of you two having sex.
Hey,
she could just say, I don't know what he slipped in my drink, but it was something. Because there's no way I would have done that, and I don't remember any of it. Even if it was obviously consensual on a recording, she can fuck you.
Yeah.
And this is just, there's 2 different kinds of fucking. There's social media, no police report. And then there's police report, and here come the judges in jail cells after you. And in both of your careers are on the line, which means your money's on the line, which means your future prospects to get quality pussy is on the line.
I mean, a rape charge is going to screw up your job in time in court alone.
Yeah.
Even if they don't even find out why you're going to court.
Oh, yeah.
They'll pull you back to court nonstop.
Yeah. So, yeah, people on YouTube are not talking about the risks of alcohol. They just don't. I want to put it out there. Do not have a goal of fucking bitches the first night you meet them. Do not have a goal of fucking bitches the first week you meet them. Maybe a month.
Okay, that is some... while I'm in a similar boat, my opinion jives up with that thinking, that is not a common perspective.
No.
It's like, what's the standard rule? 3 and one way or the other.
And I think it's not the standard rule because high IQ is not the standard rule. People with high IQs are more able to correctly judge risk. Risk assessment is the sense of high IQ. People with high IQs think long-term planning and consequences. They do not allow themselves to live by the night.
So here's, I guess, a question and a discussion, I guess.
They have higher shame, too. Fuck up.
Fair enough.
Go ahead.
All right, so...
They can repress their sexual urges more, too. Go ahead.
Exactly. Okay, so we're getting to that. In the sense of, all right.
I'm suggesting everyone should not want a bitch who will fuck you quickly.
Yes. And quickly, I guess what the point I'm making is I consider, a few weeks quickly. I consider a few dates super quickly. I'm sorry, 3 dates is damn near instant.
Right.
That's hedonistic. And again, I'm, not on religious grounds, just on...
I don't want to get MeToo'd grounds. I don't want to get an STD grounds.
Safety.
I don't want to fuck somebody who's had 100 partners grounds.
Safety, self-image.
And 2 abortions.
Safety, self-image. Keeping the quality level of partners up a little bit, maybe for your own self-image might help. It's hard to say what impact it has on men. Well, it's less than on women, but it's still an impact.
Men should be able to look themselves in the mirror and like what they see. And if you're banging a bunch of bitches, a lot of people think, oh, if you've got it going on, let's say you got a lot of money, or you've got what do they want? Money, status, power, looks.
Yeah.
For different reasons, from validation to transactional sex. This is what will hook you up. If you're doing that a lot, and banging a lot of bitches, a lot of people think, oh yeah, that's cool, that's awesome, that's great. I would counter that by saying that that kind of sex, as good as it can be, is not as good as you're a really cool person, a quality individual, and this is adding to the meaning in my life type sex.
Fair enough.
I know you. I know your flaws and I accept them.
All right.
That type of sex is always better than I barely remember this and we were drunk. And, woo, I'm a guy, look at me.